All right. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm super excited to do a quick run through of our exciting new product called Breakpoint Analyzer. My name's Kelby Green. I'm the CTO and co-founder here at VergeSense. And I will say that this tool is probably the culmination of 8 years of data collection, customer conversations, building tools, engineering, all coming together to create sort of our highest level tool that we've ever built. And that's called Breakpoint Analyzer. So to get started, we'll pick a building and a floor and we'll dive right in. As you'll see as we walk through this tool, we're doing a lot more than sort of the traditional ratio-based calculation of sort of the true capacity of a floor. It goes a lot deeper. So it takes a second to calculate, but then you get dropped into sort of this overview page. This is the Breakpoint Analyzer. And as you go left to right, top to bottom, things are organized sort of from a high-level perspective down to a lower-level perspective. And so we'll start in the top left with the capacity limit. And if there's one thing to take away from this page, this is what it is. We're saying that if you look over here, there's actually 179 seats on this floor that we're simulating. But we're saying, based on our modeling and simulation, that if 79 people are present on the floor, your space cannot hold any more people. Something has gone wrong. You've reached what we call a breakpoint. And so there's a couple different things that go into calculating this number that's actually quite complex, but there's simple concepts at its base. And the first thing we'll talk about, and this is kind of the main addition to the traditional models of how people model this type of thing in the past, is the concept of a breakpoint. And a breakpoint is when you have certain types of space. We categorize things into open collab, enclosed collab, open focus, and enclosed focus. For example, enclosed focus is things like conference rooms. It's where you have meetings. We're saying that one of those is going to run out first. You can never have all of your space types perfectly in balance. And when one of those things runs out first, for example, enclosed collab, people can't have meetings anymore. And so even if there are empty seats in some of those other space types, your floor has reached a breakpoint. And therefore, at 79 people, yes, there are extra seats open elsewhere, but this sort of floor has reached its capacity. And so right out the gate, we're saying 79 people is the number of people this floor can accommodate. And the thing that breaks first is enclosed collab. So let's go a step deeper then with this snapshot at breakpoint. We are sort of trying to categorize what is going on with those 100 seats. You know, there's 179 seats on the floor, 79 are being used. What's going on with the other 100? We have 56 of them being wasted due to layout, which is what we just talked about, that sort of breakpoint. One's type of space runs out before the others. And then we have 44 that are just sort of the run-of-the-mill, gathering size mismatch. This is the common sort of traditional ratio-based approach, where if a room is 8 people, it's an 8-person meeting room, and 4 people show up for the meeting, technically 4 seats have been wasted, and so that gets lumped into that bucket. And as we move down the page, we get into this balance, right? The idea is that and this is probably not possible, I'm sure it's happened somewhere, but very difficult to do, you want your floor to be in perfect balance. You want sort of ideally to have all of your categories of space running out at basically the exact same time. That's really hard to do, and so what this view is trying to tell you is where are you over-allocated and where are you under-allocated. So you might say, we have way too much open focus and enclosed focus, desks and phone booth type spaces, but we're under-allocated on enclosed collab and open collab, things like conference rooms, things like desks. Maybe we can pull from a capacity of one of those space types and rededicate it to the other space type. And now this is sort of the meat. This is a view into the actual simulation framework and modeling framework that's actually going behind the scenes, the view of the individual seats themselves. So each of these boxes represents a space. Each of these columns represents a category of space type, a category of space usage. And as you drag this slider, it'll tell you exactly why we're saying 79 people will break. Where will the people be in the different rooms? What will the seats that will be unoccupied? When one space type fills up, what are the seats in the other rooms that aren't being used? That sort of wasted space due to layout. And here you can see very clearly enclosed collab is full, open collab is not, open focus is not, and enclosed focus is not. And if you add all that together, that equals the overall picture of how your space is being used. And you can drag this to different levels. You could drag it to your current average daily peak level. You could drag it back to 0. You could drag it up to a middle level and sort of get a feel for how this thing fills in. But overall, this is meant to give you sort of the feel for the actual modeling framework behind the scenes. There's obviously a lot more to this tool. We could go on forever, but we're super, super excited. I'm super excited to give a rundown of how this tool works. And I'm hoping that everyone watching this video gets a chance to give this tool a try soon. So thank you guys.